On this episode of the Nugget Project, we sand the nugget, I get covered in dust, and we prepare ourselves for 1,000 people on YouTube that's going to tell me how I did it all wrong. Morning YouTube, we've got the morning off, so I'm going to go and do some paint prep on the car. I'm really busy at the moment, so I've got to work this afternoon, but I thought screw it, we'll jump in the car, we'll go down and we'll get a few hours in. So after pulling off all the panels, there's a lot of dirt and junk left. There's so much dirt in like the roof gutters and all that stuff. So I'm going to get it back out, I'm going to give it another wash, get rid of all the dirt so we've got something good to start with. And then today we're going to tackle those little bump strips down the side of the doors. Unfortunately, I had a look underneath them. I thought they were just double-sided taped on, but they're not. They're actually got pins and holes in the bodywork, which sucks. I do want to get rid of them though, because they look a bit crappy, but also it's going to make it really hard to put decals on the side when we put sponsor stickers or numbers or whatever. So I've got a plan on how to get rid of those holes. YouTube to the rescue, it showed me what to do. So let's give that a crack today, huh? Let's see what happens. Alrighty, time to get the rest of the dirt out of this car and then we can start sanding. Pull these suckers off. Alrighty, car's all cleaned up. So I got all the crap out of the inside of here and all the roof channels and all that, so I'm just letting it dry. And now time to clean up all the guards, bumpers, fuel cap, all that crap. We'll give it a good scrub so we got a good starting point, and then we're gonna have a crack at those stripes on the side. And that's everything washed. All the panels are done, and the crash bar, because this needs a bit of a wire brush down and a paint, and I'm also popping out these little support brackets in a bumper because they are rusty as hell, so just trying to pop them out now, and then I'll give them a wire brush and just a black paint. Bonnet's all cleaned up over there, and I took off all the rubber on the top. So now we'll get these off and then we'll have a crack at those side stripes. 5 seconds with the screwdriver and that gross thing just came right off. So now I'm going to clean it up, and then these are our holes. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in each door, so that kind of sucks. But anyway, we will clean them all up and do our best. Once again, I'm not filming too much today because I'm just trying to get stuff done. But here's the rear crash bar and the little supports for inside the bumper. I've just sprayed it with a rust. I've wire brushed it down. I've sprayed it with a rust inhibitor, and then I'll spray it all black once that's dry. And then over here, working outside today because it's finally starting to become sunny. Looking forward to summer. So here we've got our stripes off. So now we're left with all these bloody holes, which is a pain in the ass. So, well, let me show you what I'm going to do. Okay, so what I've got, oh my god, steady cam, come on, okay. So what I got here is a little fiberglass patch kit. So it comes with the resin, the hardener, and some fiberglass. I know my mate Nick is going to laugh at me for this because he's got buckets of this stuff, but it will cost me more in fuel to go to his house and go pick this stuff up than it would for me to buy this cheapo little kit. So what we can do basically is patch these from the inside. Just using little fiberglass patches and resin, and that'll go rock hard, and that just gives us a base to putty over, and then we can just putty over the top and sand and fill and all that crap, and that'll just be smooth. But you just need something on the back to bond it to. I've seen guys use plasterboard patches with some glue, all sorts of things. This came recommended to me, and apparently it works really well, and this stuff will bond to metal really well. So we're going to give that a crack now and see what happens. Okie dokie, first thing I need to do is wax and grease remove everything. You don't do any crap, and we'll be using this a lot when painting and prepping to get rid of any of the crap and make sure everything sticks. So I'm going to use this on the inside of the door where all those holes are. So we've got a clean surface for our fiberglass patch. Oh, gross. These seem like an afterthought because they never really sealed well and water got through them really easily. Yuck. And they just leak shit into the car. Yuck. Okay, so I've had a good clean up in here. They're all going to be not too bad, except for that guy right in the end because he's behind a post. And that guy there is really shit, so that's going to be a bit of work. But I'll start off with the easy ones first, and then we'll work our way to the hard ones. Hopefully by then I'll be super proficient at it. We'll see what happens. Okay guys, this was one of those times where I just couldn't film because things happen quickly. But I've done all these holes. So we've got our little fiberglass patches behind there. The resin cures pretty quickly, like 20 minutes, but because it's quite warm and I'm in the sun, it's curing fast. So yeah, we've got them all in. Those ones were a bit of a bitch, had to poke them in there, but that worked out. And look, they're only light patches, but with the hardener, it should go pretty hard, and it just gives us a base to put some filler on top of. Yeah, just you can't really bog a hole with nothing behind it. So we'll do the other door, let that dry, and then move on to the next thing. We'll sand all this crap back. And we're done. My little experiment with fiberglassing seemed to work well. So all the holes both sides are all patched up on the back. And don't laugh at my fiberglassing job, Nick. But yeah, I've just got little patches on the inside there. I didn't have too much fiberglass, so they're just single layer, but it should be enough to give me something hard to put body filler onto. So I'm going to let that all cure. The doors are a pain in the ass because of those outside holes. Go on, steady cam. Come around, we can do this. Yeah, these outside holes, because they're right in the frame. You have a look there. It's right at the very end, so you kind of got to get the brush in there, put down the resin, stick the patch in, and then try and sort of poke the resin in over the top and press it in with a screwdriver. But it seemed to work all well, and all these holes are now filled. Same with that end was a bitch too. So once it's all hardened, I'll give the outside a sand, and yeah, and then we can fill it and try and get rid of these god-awful decals, which is going to be fun. So we'll figure that out. Okay, while the fiberglass and everything's drying, we're going to start sanding down all the bumpers and quarter panels and all that junk, and get rid of all the old paint and all these scratches and crap, and fill anything we need to. Luckily, thanks to my legend of an old boss from Falls Creek, Dave, I have myself an orbital sander, which is great. So that's going to make life a lot easier as opposed to hand sanding everything. I've got a bunch of different grit sandpapers, so we'll start sanding away on this sucker and see what happens. I've been sanding the panels, and then I realised on the passenger side we've got the old hole for the aerial. So let's bloody fiberglass it and see what happens. If it doesn't work, I'll drill it out and just make a plug for it. But while we've got all the crap out, let's give it a crack. Okay, once again, couldn't film that because it's working. But yep, we put some nice dewy patches over that. And hopefully, once that sets, that'll give us a nice base to be able to sand down and bog over and try and get it looking fairly hidden. We'll see. It'll be better than a gaping big hole or a big black plastic plug over it anyway. There we go. Alright, that's all we've got time for today. I'm going to pick up this video probably in a week or two when I'm back in town. I'm going to go away for work. But we've got a fair bit done today. So we've got all our holes in our panels fiberglassed, including the aerial hole, which looks like it turned out pretty good. I just checked these guys and they're actually really firm, so that's awesome news. The rest of the panels I've started painting and they've actually sanded up pretty well. I've done both quarter panels and the front bumper. The metal's obviously easy to work with, the plastic's a bit average, but it's coming along okay. So we'll keep on going with that, and then next time I'm back we'll fill the holes inside the car, we'll fill the aerial hole and then just keep sanding. I think we're just gonna have lots of time lapses of me sanding for days on end. Joy. Sorry about the noise too. We've got a plover nesting right here in the front yard. She's sitting on 4 eggs, and every time I come within like 10 meters of her, she just screams her lungs out. She's not getting used to me at all. Water dickhead. Go nest in a tree like other birds, you twit. Cool, so we'll pick this up soon. Hey gang, so the reason I'm not working on the Nugget this week is because I'm away on a shoot at the moment, and look what my loan car is. Yeah, Hyundai. It's no Nugget, it's pretty good. We're currently in Central Australia, in the middle of nowhere. This place doesn't look too remote, but I'll show you a clip from tomorrow. They basically drive me out in a 4-wheel drive, that 2-hour 4-wheel drive out, and just dump me on a mountain somewhere. And I take photos out there. I'll give you a clip of that then. So after that long 4-wheel drive trek this morning, now we really are in the middle of nowhere. Check this out. So sick. Anyway, back to doing race cars. I lied. One more shot. Check this out. Okay, now definitely back to race car stuff. Alright guys, I'm back in Victoria, had a bit of a shave, stopped being a mountain man, and we just visited the paint shop and got all the junk we need to paint this guy. So we got our paint mixed up. So I'm going with as close as I could find to a Ford Focus RS blue, which I really like, or it's kind of like a Polestar blue from Volvo. I just did it off the little swab, so it's probably not going to be that accurate, but it looked cool anyway. Got ourselves some sandpaper, some putty and mixing blades, steel wool for getting in all the gaps, some mixing cups. We've got our thinners, we've got our primer, we've got our masking sheets, more wax and grease remover, we've got our filters for mixing up. I have some sanding guide powder, gloves, masking tape, bumper filler, and I spent a bit extra because screw it, and got myself a new spray gun. The guy recommended this for as far as basic guns go. He said it's actually pretty good, and he's used it a lot, and so have a lot of the guys he works with. So it's pretty cool. It comes with everything we need. It's got the different size nozzles, so it's got the bigger nozzle for the primer, and then it's got the finer nozzle for the top coat. Comes with a stand and all that stuff. I thought I'd bite the bullet and get that sorted. So now we have to start finalising these body panels. So we've got to get all these filled in now. Get rid of these decals, and then we can start sanding the rest of it and masking up. Many time lapses ahead. Holy crap, it seems since I've been away, the babies have hatched. Much yelling. Much yelling. It's alright, bros. I'm not going to eat your babies. Quick update. It's all been sanded and it's looking good. So we'll start to think about filling that. Once I get rid of the stripe, halfway through. I've had to go down to the metal because it's an absolute bitch, but whatever. Start rough, and then we'll just sand our way down through the finer papers. But yes, no more racing stripe. Let's keep on sanding. Okay, quick update times. What I've done is I've put some pretty rough paper on and I've gone around and sorted out all the problem areas. So the rusty spots where the spoiler were, the old badging, our beautiful pinstripe, although the vibrations have rattled my V-can off the roof and pulled V down the side of the car, so that's heaps good. What else have I done? I've done this stripe down the side and also all the crap that held on those little wind shade diffuser crappy things, and also our stripe and goo and things like that. So now I've done all the rough stuff, I've just got to do the driver's side. So what I did is I pulled out the surrounds from the window and from the door. So, oh god, there's no door handle. So I basically pulled out all the rubber from the door, and when you close the door, now we don't have the rubber seal there, so it's going to be much easier to paint. I can just mask on the inside of that. And I've just pulled that out. I can't get it out all the way. Well, I can, but I don't want to. That can just hang in there, and then I'll just do a masking sheet on the inside there. That should be good. So now I'll just do some rough sanding on that guy, get rid of that crap, and then we're ready to put a finer grit on and do the rest of it, and then we'll putty those and putty the hole in our aerial hole. This turned out really good, this fiberglass. It's really hard. It's awesome. I'm stoked. I also got some soft putty filler just for filling these scratches here, although I sanded them down pretty gnarly, so there's not much left to fill. That's good. Let's keep on time-lapsing. Another quick update, I've got this off. I don't know what the hell they glued this on with down here. It was messed up. It was like some sort of crazy cement, so it's had to come back all the way to the metal, but that's okay. I've sanded down a little aerial hole, and now yeah, we get some normal grit paper on there and go over the entire body, the roof. Then we'll do all these, and then we're going to put on a guide coat and find out where our little holes are. So when we fill all these, we can fill in any little dents and stuff at the same time and get it all done together. Okay, quick update. Everything is covered in white. Everything. I've covered the steering wheel and the seat and all that junk. But this is the main part of the car done now. So that is all the roof and the back and everything done. What I've got to do is just like in these grooves, little bits through here and stuff, I'll have to do that with a, with just manually by hand with sandpaper. Same with all that junk in there, that doesn't matter too much, so I just need to rough it up. So I'll clean all that and give it a good scrub up. I've got some steel wool too to get into all those bits to rough them up. So now we can start working on all these, sand them down, and then we'll do our guide coat. Alrighty guys, sorry for not filming too much. Time-lapse camera has bugger all battery in it, so we're going to save it for later on. So what I've done here is I'm using a imperfection finder. It's a powder, Bodyworks Imperfection Sanding Guide. So what it does is you basically put the powder on with the applicator, and then we get some sandpaper and we sand using our block, and what that'll do is it'll leave the black bits in the dents. So we sand it down, we see which black bits are left, and we know they're the bits we need to fill. So I've done both sides of the car and the quarter panels. I haven't worried too much about like bottom sections and things that I just can't be arsed with. The back of the car is straight except for where the spoiler goes, but the spoiler's going back on top of that, so who cares? The roof's straight enough, I'm happy with that. So I really just want to do the sides, the doors, and just the fenders. So let's have a sand and see how it comes out. Okay, done. To be honest, the guide layer wasn't that great. I know it probably works better for, I don't even know what it works better for, but it doesn't matter. I know where all my dents are now. So now I get to fill all these, let it dry and sand it. So I've got everything sort of over here prepped. So we'll mix it all up and we'll fill in all our gaps. Again, I couldn't film as this sets very quickly, it's like a few minutes. But here we go, we have bogged all the holes down the side. A couple of little dents I found, that one was quite big. We've done a little dent on that quarter panel, the aerial hole in that one, and all these ones down the side. So we'll give it 20 minutes. We'll let it set, it takes about 20 odd minutes, and then we'll sand it down and see if it needs round 2, which they often do, just to fill in holes and junk and stuff. So we'll have a look. Alrighty, so we're sanding down all these plugs. It's looking pretty good. That go up the top. Oh man, I'm buggered. Prepping a car is a lot of work. I still need to sand this down smooth and get rid of all these swirl marks. Anyway, we'll keep on going with this. I got a time lapse going, so you can see the progress as I go. Alright gang, so I haven't been filming because I just want to get this done, and honestly it's really boring. It is just me sanding. It's pretty much getting dark outside now, so I'm going to stop. I've finished power sanding, but the car is pretty much done, ready to go. So I've gone over the whole thing with a fine sandpaper. All my fill jobs worked out really well. I had to do a little bit extra, but yeah, all the little dents and everything should be filled in. I'm sure there's more, but at least I've done the majority. I just sanded the bonnet, and the bonnet's actually in really good condition, so that's good to go. And I've just filled some scratches in the front bar. So that black stuff is flexible body putty, so that'll flex with the rubber. And I had a little bit on the spoiler I had to do, so I just used that because screw it. But that's done. Quarter panel's done, rear bumper's done. And that's our front quarter panel with the hole for the aerial. It's all patched up, and hopefully that'll look okay. With the bumpers and everything, you have to pretty much hand sand everything, which sucks. Like, it just takes a long time. I think since the last bit of footage I shot, it's been about 3 hours of just sanding, and the aftermath is gross. There is just dust, like a thick layer of dust on everything. But yeah, it's gone really well. So I think, bar a little bit of cleanup and stuff, we are ready to go on to the next stage. Alrighty, so, oh my god, I should not use a selfie cam at this time of day. Look at the shit on my face. Okay, so where are we at? Everything is pretty much sanded now. I just got to sand this little bit of filler on the bumpers, and that is done. Now we need to clean everything. So it'll be wax and grease remover, try and clear all the dust out of this shed, wax and grease remove the whole car, and then we can start masking up and preparing for our primer, which would be really cool. So we'll leave the video here. Yeah, thanks for watching. I've had a lot of feedback and a lot of positive comments, and a lot of new likes as well, which is cool. We just cracked 200 subscribers on YouTube, which is cool. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed and you would like to, that'd be really good. More subscribers helps me get up in the rankings on YouTube. And what's the other thing? Oh, yes. I've had a lot of people asking about making the gauge pods for the heater vents and also the heater adapters. I am going to be making these now, so like it's not going to be much. It's only going to be, you know, enough to cover materials and a little bit of extra coin, and basically any extra coin I make out of this will go straight into the Nugget, so I can continue to do this project. I'll keep you guys in the loop with when that's all ready. I just want to refine the designs. They're not quite right yet. Just make them a bit neater and make them sort of a bit more plug and play, as opposed to having to drill holes and bin brackets and things like that. Yeah, so we'll do that soon. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and we'll be back soon to stick a primer coat on this sucker.